Hello everybody, welcome to this week's edition of Parashat Pointers, where we delve into the weekly Parasha and we look for inspiration for ourselves, how to raise our children in the right way. This week's Parasha, Pinchas, the message is dedicated in honor of our children Solomon and Jennifer Sorcher. Hizuk Baruch. Well, in last week's Parasha, just to get what's going on over here, in last week's Parasha, Bil'am is hired by King Balak to curse the Jewish people. And he's unsuccessful. As he departs, he tells Balak, listen, I wasn't able to curse them, but I'll tell you how to get these people. You get them to sin, Hashem can't stand when they sin, and then they'll be deserving of punishment, especially with immorality. And so it was. He advises Balak to send out the daughters of Midian to seduce the Jewish people into immorality and eventually idolatry. As a result, Zimri, a prince from the tribe of Shimon, takes a princess from Midian, Cosbi, and he takes her and commits an immoral act in front of the entire nation. Pinchas, in an act of zealousness, in defense of Hashem's honor, he goes and he kills them both in one shot. The people were upset and started mocking Pinchas for what he did. Rashi says, and he quotes the Gemara in Sanhedrin, and I quote, they said, have you seen the son of the fattener, whose mother's father, Yitro, fattened calves for idolatrous sacrifices, and now he goes and kills a prince of Israel? Obviously, Elazar, Pinchas' dad, married one of the daughters of Yitro. So, you come from that's your lineage. You come from someone who did idolatry, and now you come and kill a prince from Israel? In response, the Gemara in Sanhedrin tells us that Hashem refers to Pinchas as the son of Elazar, the son of Aharon. Even though he just told us at the end of last week's parasha that who he is and what his lineage is, it's repeated again. Hashem repeats it in order to bolster him, to remind him who you are, where you come from. Later on in the parasha, Hashem once again orders a counting of the Jewish people, tribe by tribe. The pasuk says, "Seu et rosh kol adat bnei Yisrael beben 20 shana v'ma'ala lebet avotam kol yotzei tzava b'Yisrael." Take a census, tribe by tribe. This is after they lost many lives. At this counting, Hashem adds two letters to every name, a he in the beginning and a yud, and that's Hashem's name. That's one of his names. Like, for example, it says Chanoch Mishpachat HaChanochi. Chanoch, the family of Ha-Chanochi, a he and a yud. Why does Hashem do that? Because we find mocking once again. The nations of the world mock the Jewish people. Rashi explains, he says, you're doing a count by tribe? You think that's really your children? You think that in Egypt there was no immorality? There was no adultery? If they mastered your bodies, for sure they mastered your wives as well. This is not really the people of your tribe. So Hashem says, yeah, I'm putting my name in there. A yud and a he. I'm bearing witness and testimony that they are pure. So we have two cases over here of mocking, of putting down. We have to study the response of Hashem when he sees his children being put down. He lifts them up. The word Vayisa, to count, also means to lift up. We see that Hashem mentioned the names of Pinchas' lineage to strengthen him. Furthermore, he bolsters the name of the Shevatim with his own holy name. With this introduction, I'd like to talk a little bit about a very serious and painful subject for many. It's called bullying. And I want to start by defining bullying. Bullying is defined as the following. It's the use of force, coercion, hurtful teasing, or threat to abuse, aggressively dominate, or intimidate others. Why is it that some children are easy targets while others are never victims? There's much to discuss. To create the right environment that doesn't allow bullying, to not tolerate it, methods to deal with the aggressor. That's a whole topic in itself. However, I just want to focus on things that we can do to help to try to ensure that our children do not become the victim. When a child feels a genuine and a sincere feeling of inherent self-worth, not based on what he does. I'm inherently worthy because who I am, and truly understands the wonderful nation, community, family that he comes from, he'll be able to withstand and deflect the negative comments of others. He'll appreciate his intrinsic worth and have less of an appetite for fulfillment and acceptance from others. This is what Hashem did for Pinchas. Remember, you come from Aharon, you're special. But later we see that the tribes needed something more than that. They needed to feel and internalize that piece of Hashem in them. They're accepted and loved by Hashem. When you are taught that, you have that acceptance from the Creator of the world, you will have the wherewithal to succeed and thrive through all scenarios. When a person looks outward for acceptance, he may be let down. But when he always looks up at Hashem, then he will always find a welcoming and loving embrace. Our children need to hear how much they're loved and appreciated by their parents, and most importantly by Hashem. I recently spoke to a young adult. I'm like, Hashem, he goes, what? Hashem loves me? What? He never heard that. Let us raise our children to know how special they are. And in Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll see them live up to the wonderful potential they possess. Shabbat Shalom.